Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Al Stock Trades. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, I went ahead and I fixed the miking system. I think the mic now is going to do well. I ended up getting another mic. So, hopefully, this should be able to fix the issue here. Because, I take this thing seriously. Like, if there's one thing that has to work, it has to be the, freaking mic. Good. So, I mean, I'm looking at my voice here, so it's looking pretty good. 808's caught me off guard. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Club after dark hours. What's going on, Mr. Khan? All right. So, in this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about some updated short interest that we've been seeing. Talk about a little bit about Clover. I'm going to talk to you about this prominent YouTuber who made a video about Medicare Advantage disruption. I think it's a great video. It'll basically kind of regurgitate what we already know, but it's just nice to see it put in a nice format and someone else saying it. I believe some members of our stock terminal have already seen this video, and we're going to just talk about some messaging and whatnot. But I wanted to just take a moment. Yeah, mic drop by Al. What's going on, guys? Yeah, new mic drop. You know what I mean? We got to make one thing has to work. It has to be the mic. All right, so it's one of my pet peeves actually. Al, you might need to sell your stock, take a break, think about it. But I mean, seriously, there's people that believe that. Like what kind of nonsense is that? I mean, it has to be entertainment, right? See, freaking CNBC. Yo, 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 Doodle. I love your picture, man. I love your picture, right? Seriously, C's. I just can't believe it. Like, there's people out there that really think that this is. Let's go back to the overall mission of our channel, which is the stock market. Sorry to derail us, for for this, but I'm just shocked. I just wanted to get your guys's opinions here because I'm just. I mean, who am I going to talk to, right? So this is kind of weird. So anywho, and I feel like we got some pretty deep discussions on this channel. So recently, I posted this on the Reddit page. So that shout out to all of you guys for watching it, for liking it, and I need to respond to all of you guys here. But I just wanted to just kind of say this for people that haven't seen it. So I guess I'm going to read this out loud to you guys. So I wrote this. To my dearest Clove Tart community, I can't begin to express how proud I am for each and every one of you. We've been through hell together. There were sleepless nights, holidays spent in uncertainty, Christmases and Thanksgivings where the weight of our struggles felt heavier than ever. But even in the darkest moments, we never gave up. We stood together, we fought, and today we're standing on the other side of those hardships as champions. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be honest with you. I never doubted one day in Clover. I never, my analysis speaks for itself, but I will have to admit to you, there were times late at night where I would be just thinking to myself, and I would look at the ceiling, and I would look at the ceiling. I would look up to my ceiling, and I would say, okay, imagine if my analysis was the ceiling. Okay, what holes are in the ceiling? What holes are in my analysis? Am I missing something? Am I getting something wrong here? And I just constantly ask this question because, the stock went to hell. And I just needed to figure out, am I wrong here? Because, so then what I did is sometimes I get up. I'm like, you know what? Let me just check. Let me just check, right? Because, because OCD, right? So I check. And I looked online. I tried to see, is there anyone out there with an opinion about Clover Health? Is there anyone out there? And all I saw was dust and echoes. No one was there. No one. There was a lot of uncertainty, guys. I mean, holy crap. Nobody was there. Just bits of Chamath document talking about Clover. There's just echoes of just random YouTube videos of Vivek talking about what the vision of Clover is, and this the numbers that we have in our brain machine. It was just me and those things. There was no one out there. And so I was just, obviously our stock terminal believes all of us came together. But if I felt those nights where I'm just like, holy shit, this is just me. Like I'm the only one online talking about. Am I like have I gone mad? Have I gone mad? Right. Um and so yeah, and if I had these nights, imagine you guys. I mean, holy shit, right? Right. So for all you guys have no idea how much this means to me. That you guys been here, tuning in, watching, listening. So together we've cut through all the lies, found the truth buried beneath all this bullshit noise that we've been hearing on about Clover. What was funny is that last article that was published before it went to the moon, how it's the worst investment ever, you should sell. What a joke. When everyone else turned their back on Clover, when the stock was just 60 cents, we saw what others couldn't. We knew its value. And now the market has finally woken up. Um, it was us. We were the only ones who believed in what others did not see, to a point where you Google clove stock and you hit images, and you click on images and all you find is just our videos. We were the only ones, which is crazy, right? Because I've done Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, but there's always been someone else. This time it was just us. It was our community. We were the only ones who believed when no one else did. But this post, again, I wrote this. It's not about the stock. What we came together, we created this community, right? And honestly, by far, my favorite aspect of the Al Stock Trades platform is all you guys tuning in and all of the beautiful members that have trusted in our platform to join. I mean, it's just so beautiful, the discussions we have. So I want you to hear me when I say this to you guys. I will never leave you guys. Okay. Uh, you know, I'm always going to be here and I'm going to be fighting by your side, especially for this one stock, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to show the world these 600 videos, I think now almost 700 videos that I created. I want to show the world this documentary of how the wealthy has been using this simple concept. And you would think that they're going to change it. That they're not. You can't change math unless you go to a different planet where the physics of the world don't apply, ladies and gentlemen. I'm always going to fight by your side because I know what it's like to feel abandoned, to feel like the system has failed you. For all the folks like Dish, you guys know, aren't you sick and tired watching our government make a mockery out of us? I always see Dish on the Senate buys and sells and trades. They always enrich themselves on the backs of people who work their fingers to the bone, while the very same leaders look the other way as America struggles to survive. I mean, literally, a guy had to basically make a song called Rich Men North of Richmond. How people are just selling their souls, working all day for bullshit pay, right? I've watched this in our country play out for far too long, dating back to the early 2000s when Nancy Pelosi was doing her Visa IPO insider trade. They know exactly which bills are going to pass, and they know exactly where money will go and flow into. And all of these politicians have been lining their pockets out of the expense of the American people. So we chose a different path. Instead of being victims to this, we started to learn. we started to come together and say, you know what? No one is going to come to help us. We have to save ourselves. So the whole point of me becoming a physician is I want to heal, right? Um, I knew deep down in my soul that I just couldn't stand by and watch people suffer without doing anything. Interestingly, I realized by the time the patients come to us, the social determinants of health have literally destroyed them to a point where having life altering change is quite of a lottery ticket, to a point where we could try our best, but the doctor can only do so much. So I spent years leading nonprofits, fighting for the overlooked, um, and I've lived in that life, and I know what it means to have literally absolutely nothing. Um, I wrote here. I said, I know what it's like to stand at the edge of the abyss with no one to catch you. I felt like that during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It just sucks, especially New Year's too. That's why I'm telling you this right now. No one is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. Okay, this is no longer a um like you have to understand these politicians don't care about you. By the time they get in, they have good hearts and intentions. Trust me, I was on that path. I got to here. Let me show you. Oops. Let me see if I can find it. So here's this thing, this award, a couple of awards I got. This was given to me by the United States Senate. Uh, Congressional recognition from Martha McSally for being 40 under 40. I've been in the rooms with all these politicians. Um, I've been in this inner circle. And I will tell you right now from firsthand experience, a lot of people come into this wanting to change. But as soon as they get into political office, they have to start bending the knee. They have to start fundraising. And all they do spend their time is just getting money and perpetuating the party lines. In fact, you're looked at as a Democrat. If you work with Republicans, you're looked at as an outsider. And if you're a Republican working with Democrats, you're looked at as an outsider. When in reality, you're ultimately fighting for the American people. No one's going to come to save us, guys. I hate to break this to you guys. No one's coming to save you. The government's not here for you. They're only here for the mega wealthy. Okay. So throughout all these videos, the lessons, all the fundamental analysis that we build, this is one of the few times where dumb money is actually now smart money, to a point where you're going to start seeing institutional investors come back and buy the Clover Health stock. And it's interesting because they're going to be buying from you guys. Some at a better deal than others, as others will understand the intrinsic value. And some they might even buy overvalued, because a lot of these institutions, I've tutored some of these people that are in leading positions. They're not the brightest. Okay. So if you stick with numbers and fundamentals, you might actually outperform some of the hedge funds. Okay. And you can see for all the individuals that are in part of our stock terminal, you see the portfolio hedging modeling system. It's outperforming the S&P 500. Okay. And the QQQ and the NASDAQ. So it's hard to do, but it can be done. So overall, the storm, I would say, for Clover, it's come to an end. There are going to be ups and downs, but this whole 60 cent thing, that's long gone. We're never going to see those prices. The only time we'll see those prices if there's a change in the fundamentals, and this and we cannot spread the Clover Assistant. And but by then I will have sufficient numbers to be able to see that long before. Um, but I doubt that I will. So all the people that commented here, I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to take some time and I read them all. So I'm going to go ahead and read all of these, especially this one here. So this one, one of my favorites. Al, I know you've written your book on finding the next 10 bagger, but I hope, and this is just a quick book, guys. This is not like a, we got to get a nice editor and all this. Again, I just didn't have the time. I just kind of wrote this really quickly just to get it out there, right? During med school, right? So I hope you could consider writing a memoir in the future, discussing you and your life, growing up, life in grade school. Yeah, I never thought about going back to grade school. My brain was honestly off from all the trauma at the household, but this is something good to talk about. And the post-secondary, your struggles with homelessness and how you overcame to becoming where you are today. The methods, this is the big one, the methods in which how you've gained your wealth of knowledge in your fields. This is by far the most important part of this whole paragraph is the methods, because these are replicatable. You can see a lot of individuals, part of our stock terminal, they're multimillionaires now because they're using the methods that we teach. Okay. It's all about the methods. Everything can be replicatable if you break things down into first principles. So I recently watched J.D. Vance's memoir on Netflix. So thank you for telling me this. I'm going to watch this memoir tonight. I don't know about this memoir. I'm going to watch it. Thank you. Not to get political, but I found it a great way to share one's life with the rest of the world and found it quite fascinating. Yeah, and it's a shame we have to say political aside. Sometimes I talk about how amazing Ben Carson is and people are looking at me. It's nice to compliment. I mean, even if the person is not that your party, it's okay. We're all American, right? We all come from the same God, right? So I personally, and can guarantee others with me, would find a memoir from you extremely interesting and absolutely inspiring. So absolutely, yeah, no, it's definitely in the making. I'm currently writing this story of life. Someone told me to write the book 5 years ago, 5 to 10 years, 5 years ago, but then it wouldn't have included the Al Stock Trades platform because that hasn't been created yet, and who knows what's going to be created in 10 years from now. So I agree. It's definitely coming. I would say a good age to do it probably is maybe 40, 45. So maybe 15, 20 years from now, we'll go ahead and get and do that, if not earlier, so we can catch everyone here to get it done. But yeah. So anywho, sorry to take a long time to kind of parcelate this, but again, I just wanted to hone in and just talk to you guys about this because I find this interesting. Okay, so now that we went ahead and talked about this, let's open up Twitter. And again, sorry to open up the discussion with that lady. I just that lady with the OnlyFans. I just I look at her and I'm just like, I even showed it to my significant other, and she was like, she's beautiful. She's freaking drop dead gorgeous. Like you would never in my life would think someone would do that. Like now when I go to the market now, I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna be like, holy shit! You don't really know people. You really don't, and it's just so crazy. Maybe it's just me getting older. Yeah, maybe I'm just maturing. I don't know. So shout out to Gahuta News. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you. Huge short covering. Remaining 15 shares short. So we saw that the share count is slowly dwindling down to now individuals. This was reported recently. The people are decreasing their short position. This is a big deal because As a company becomes free cash flow positive and net income positive, a lot of these people that do shorting, they obviously understand fundamentals. It's a very dangerous game because the upside to loss is quite a limited. There isn't a cap to a point where, if you remember Melvin Capital, they went bankrupt, right? So we're gonna, I knew this was gonna happen. We're gonna see a lot of these posts. We're going to see a lot of posts that are going to be like, "Oh my God, somebody bought. Institutions are buying." We're going to see a lot of that, ladies and gentlemen. So I would say brace yourself. You know what I mean? Just brace it because great news is coming. Right now, what I want to do is I want to open up YouTube here. Okay. Mhm. So I want to open up YouTube, and I want to open up. Let's see. Medicare Advantage disruption. Mhm. So I watched this video and I find it to be is it this one? Yes. I recommend you watch it. And we're gonna just watch a quick sound bite here if I remember why I played it. But massive update, Medicare Advantage disruptions are coming. How to prepare. This was about a month ago. Okay, so probably we'll find the exact date. Let me just click on it. So for some reason, am I zoomed in? There it is. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay. Um, I'm just curious. This was on September 6th. Um, so if you look at the stock price from September 6th, it was right here, 250, and now it went up 51%. So and obviously this is not news to us. We knew this was being disrupted because we talked about it 6-7 months ago, if you don't recall, on the LinkedIn post with Andrew Toy. Hmm, If I can find it here. Just one moment. Just if I can. Do, 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 do. I don't honestly know which post it is, but someone liked it, and then it reminded me that I posted it. Here it is. This was done. I posted this 6 months ago, and I talked about the disruption that we're seeing. Historical disruption analogies, Blockbuster to Netflix, Intel to AMD, Clover Health could similarly revolutionize healthcare. And I was talking about how CMS changes is causing Humana to literally just because Humana's market cap it was pretty. They lost $41 billion, and now they lost six. I think they lost another 10 billion. If you look at Humana, 6 months ago they lost another 16%. Year to date, they're down 45% pretty much. Okay, I mean it's very clear. 5 years, if you would have invested in Humana 5 years ago, you would be down 10%, which normally you should have been up. It's funny. And then now we're this is the max. And you can see this huge. I mean, this drop. This is not a normal drop. You see this drop? It's like a COVID. This is like the COVID-19. This is like the COVID-19 pandemic drop. Okay, so they have a high probability now of being bought out. Um, so I found this interesting. Humana expands Medicare Advantage plan to 8 new states. Um, kind of we're gonna see what they're gonna do right now. Obviously, these probably are gonna be more profitable states, but we'll talk about it in the video here. Let me just unshare the screen here, and then we'll kind of go from here, right? So let me just stop the share. Okay, there it is. So let me just kind of go through the comments here. How you doing, Patrick? Love you a lot. Pretty sure all of us that have been in Clove more than a year had doubts. Absolutely. I mean, if you don't, there's something wrong with you, right? You had to. Inner Circle, punishing SPACs and the disruptive tech, Clove and SoFi. They didn't. play by the old established rules 100%, especially with the IPOs. All right, let's go ahead and play this.
I don't know about you, but I've noticed that the older I get, the less I like change. Now, sometimes change is good. It's for the best. In fact, it's very necessary. But sometimes change can be very annoying. It can be confusing, chaotic, and really
So yeah, so he talks about this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find the transcripts here. If I can just kind of let me see if I can just here. When will the oldest? Let's see. All right, let's see this here.
All right, I want to begin our video by talking about, first of all, the when will all this disruption begin. Now, to really understand the when, let me just give you some information about Medicare Advantage plans. When you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, and you may know this or not, but these are also called C plans by the government, all right? And so when we're on a Medicare Advantage plan, it is only good for 1 year, and that would be a calendar year, and that's going to be between January 1 and December 31st. And so because it's a calendar year plan, what happens is the government says to the insurance companies, they can really change whatever they want to change from year to year. And again, that's why we're going to see so much disruption this year, because these are only calendar year plans. And so what's going to happen is this. We have this thing called the AEP. This stands for an annual enrollment period. And that period of time is October 15th through December the 7th. So when someone is on and
so this is why, we just got our new star ratings, and today's October 24th, right? Clover now is going to be getting a chunk of new members. I just want to make sure I get the right soundbite here. During these dates. Yeah, we could just continue watching it. Let's see.
Advantage plan, as well as an annual prescription drug plan, this is a time in which they can make switches to their plan. The plan that they switch during this time would go into effect January the 1st of that next year. And then again, we're going to be on that plan for 2025. So my point is, this disruption is going to be all about 2025 year plans. But if someone's going to make some kind of a switch, they must do it during these dates. All right, so what's going to happen is this. A couple things that you'll notice going on is this. You're going to have a lot of agents that are going to be talking about the disruption, and rightfully so. They should be talking about it, and a lot of ads as well. Now, the truth is, sometimes they're going to give helpful, honest, reliable information. Other times they're just trying to stir up emotions to try to get you to enroll with them some type of that new plan, okay?
So yeah, a lot of agents are going to be talking about Clover, and they're just going to be like, this thing's the best plan right now. And to be quite frankly honest, all the agents that are selling Humana, United Healthcare, they're ultimately going to start signing up with Clover, because if you have a superior product that has high benefits, that provides a lot for your beneficiaries, a lot of these insurance agents are going to make the switch to start advocating for Clover. And that's how you sell something, right? And ultimately, as they pull back, Clover's pulling forward, and they're offering better benefits. And it's ultimately, these are the sales points that's going to cause Clover to increase in revenue growth rate, which will ultimately affect its free cash flow. Okay.
Okay. And so you just got to be aware of that. And again, there's some very honest agents in this business for sure, and some ads that'll be very helpful and productive, but there's going to be a lot of this going on, so you're going to be aware of that. Now, what you need to do, though, to really identify with the changes to your plan is this. You need to be looking for what we call your ANOC. And that's called an annual notice of change. And what plans have to do, Advantage and drug plans, because they're only 1 year, they have to notify you of the changes they're going to make for the next year, in this instance for 2025. Now, this ANOC letter normally starts arriving sometime around September 1st through maybe September the 30th or so, that range. That's the norm. Now, because of all the changes, I think we may get these a little bit later this year, but most certainly.
Yeah, I think we're going to get them a little later this year. We have a lot of insurance brokers in our stock terminal. I recommend, if you guys can help me, I don't know a lot about the insurance broker field. I'm more in the and obviously the stock, price target, and analyzing finances side. So if you can find us the ANOC and give it to us and see what what's different about Humana and Clover, and we'll start comparing and contrasting. I think that'll be very helpful for the community.
you should have this no later than October the 15th, okay? Hopefully you'll have it sooner, but you should have it by then. And if you don't have it by then, you want to be sure to call the customer service line on the back of your insurance card to let the company know, hey, I did not receive my annual notice of change, and they'll send you a copy of that, okay? And so a whole point is this. This is going to happen very, very soon, and as the market gets disrupted, we don't want you to get wrapped up in the emotion of it. Let's get wrapped up in first the facts of what your plan is going to be changing. Now, some of them are going to change drastically. Others are going to change, not maybe drastically, but certainly some changes that could affect you very seriously. All right, so that's the when. Now let's go to the why behind the disruption. Okay, so I'm going to list for you actually 10 reasons. There's probably more than that, but I kind of summarize them into 10 reasons that would be the why behind this disruption. Okay, and by the way, just so you know, these aren't in any particular order of importance. They're just things that are going on right now in the market. So number one is this. You will hear Advantage companies, insurance companies, blame all the disruption on less funding. Now, it is true that the companies did not get
This is important. We got to play this out. Let's go ahead and play this out again.
quite the funding that they were expected, but they still got an increase in their funding. Okay, so it's not all this. I know insurance companies, well, they're going to blame it all on that. And it is a fact, less funding than what they hoped, but that's not the big culprit here. So let's go to number two and talk about some reality. Number two here, most certainly Advantage plans have been around since really 1999, but they really got in full force and began to be popular starting around 2003. Today now, over 20 years, now 50% of the market of Medicare recipients are on Medicare Advantage plans. So a lot of these people have been on Advantage plans ever since they turned 65. And so they've been on these plans 10, 15 years. And so what's happening, that group is aging. What happens as we age, we're going to have more claims. And so these insurance companies are experiencing more claims for sure. The third issue here would be higher morbidity. Now, morbidity just simply means that someone's been diagnosed with some kind of an illness or
So he glazes over this really quickly. And again, he has a lot of information. He has like a lot of information to put in this video, but this is good for us. So the Medicare Advantage plans have been active since 1999. Vivek's been talking about this through a lot of his interviews back in 2018, 2017, 2019. And the reason why is because, let's do some math, right? 1999, someone turned 65, okay? It's currently right now 2025, okay? 2025 minus 1999, that's 26 years, okay? 26 years added on to 65, that's 91 year old, right? So we're starting to see a lot of these people that joined earlier in the day, back in 1999, 2000, 2004, 2005, they're now in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and they're going to have a lot of comorbidities. They're going to be high utilizers, and the insurance company can't handle this because they have not prepped for this, okay? Because why? Because doctors are not leading at the helm for these insurance companies. Business people are. And these business folks don't know shit about medicine, and they're being destroyed right now by the high utilization to a point where they're pulling out. And it's a shame that the patients get a short end of the stick because now they don't have a policy. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's something called Clover Health. And if Clover Health is in those areas that is essentially dominated by a 10% control rate in terms of market share, like the New Jersey plan, they're going to continue getting better benefits, and they're going to solidify their approach, which until they are the master plan in New Jersey. And if they can take that and replicate it to other states, because it took them, 10 years to master New Jersey? Just imagine in the next 10 years if they master the other states that they're in, right? The growth is going to be there, okay? And ultimately, it's going to be very good, okay? Let's go ahead and continue.
Disease, they're sick. And so we're seeing higher morbidity. Why? Because of the aging population. What does that mean? Well, this means there's more claims on these plans, okay? And so that means these companies' medical loss ratios are increasing because they're having to pay more money out. And again, that's going to cause the plans to change as well. Number four, we also are seeing companies right now notice this, that are in unprofitable markets. You got to remember something.
So he talks about the medical cost ratio increasing, right? I mean, this gentleman is an expert, very smart guy, okay? I recommend subscribing to his channel. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe right now. Subscribe to his channel. Definitely great. I don't know what else he does, to be quite frankly honest. But I'm gonna probably watch these other videos. My honest advice for anyone who wants the Advantage plan. He obviously has some pretty cool insights that fall in line with my research, and they're quite accurate, to be quite frankly honest. And to be honest, I think he knows way more than me about Advantage plans. So I like to go to people that are very smart. So definitely give his videos a thumbs up, subscribe to his channel, and do all those sorts of things. Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
these advantage companies are for-profit companies, and I don't fault them for being for-profit. That's just the reality of our capitalism. I love capitalism in our society. But the point is, as they have a product in a certain market, their desire is to make the profit margin that the government allows them. No problem with that. But what happens, sometimes they can't make a profit in those markets. And sometimes they will stay in the market because they have other markets that are more profitable. And they'll stay in that market. But now we're not seeing that. Now what's happening, they're identifying these unprofitable markets. And if they don't feel like they can change the plan to make it profitable, they're just simply pulling out of that market. I know of a market right now where one company could not make it, and they're pulling out of the market totally. And there were 35,000 people almost that are going to lose their plan by that one company. And this is going to happen all over the country.
I don't know which plan he's talking about. Maybe it's Humana. He knows a lot of information. I'm going to reach out to him to see if he wants to do an interview. Yeah, I think I'm going to reach out to him because I think this guy has a wealth of knowledge. It's just I just don't have freaking time. But I'm going to see if I can make time. See if I can. I also got to do an interview with the wheel deal. I got to Mr. TJ. I got to go ahead and do it. So there's a lot of things I need to get done for this channel, and reach out to Mr. Toy to get an interview as well. There's a lot of things I want to provide for you guys on the channel here, but definitely this guy's a wealth of knowledge. Let's just replay what he said because I think it's really good.
People almost that are going to lose their plan by that one company. And this is going to happen all over the country, this plan year for 2020-25. So the carriers are doing all they can to make a market profitable, changing the plans. If they can't, they're going to pull those plans. And that's why we're going to see a lot of plans being dropped, because there's a tremendous amount of unprofitable markets. Most of the companies right now are saying they're going to drop 5 to 10% of their market base. That's a lot of people. Let's go to number 5. There's also been a lot of abuse by the advantage companies.
Lots of abuse, but he said something that was really good right now. Let me just pull it up. So most companies right now are saying they're going to drop 5 to 10% of their market base. Guys, Clover's going to be taking. I mean, didn't Andrew Toy say this? While others will be pulling out, we'll be pulling in. So there's been a lot of abuse by these advantage companies. They've been essentially upcoding, and now they're starting to get sued by the CMS. There's a lot of pre-authorization issues he talked about. Pre-authorizations are problematic. In fact, I just spoke to some gentleman at the gym, and they want to add me on the advisory for a company that we're going to use artificial intelligence to streamline the overall pre-authorization process. So that's like a multi-billion-dollar business. So that'll be cool to see where that goes. I'll be on the board of that. So that'll be fun. And then what else? We're going to look at the utilization perks. A lot of folks are utilizing their health care, and they introduced a law, CMS, stating that if they're not utilizing their gym membership and whatnot, you would have to send them an email or a letter. And then now, since they have doing that, they're starting to utilize it, which ultimately affects gross margins. And what else here? 8 is network provider changes. Yeah, so we talked about PPO, prescription cap for spending. That's a big deal, these are all great changes. Yeah, so definitely great. If you guys can do me a favor, historically, let me just stop the sharing of the screen and share the normal part of the screen here. If you guys can, I think is there a way? View email address. If you guys can reach out to this gentleman, help me out. This is his email, hello@medicareschool.com. Reach out because I'm going to reach out to him, but it's always good to get people by the numbers. Reach out to him and say, hey, I follow Al Stock Trades on YouTube. He recently mentioned your channel, loves your research, and he wants to reach out to you, and hopefully you can come on his podcast. He does fundamental analysis on Medicare Advantage, and he's noticed a disruption long before everyone has, and he likes what you have to say, and he would love to pick your brain. So if you guys can help me, reach out to this guy, send him an email, and say, hey, and then you can link me up with that email. My email is al@alstocktrades.com. So it's al@alstocktrades.com. Easiest email that you'll be able to remember. So CC me with your email, and just let's kind of send him like 10, 20 emails, you know what I mean? And let's get this guy on our channel, and we'll love to pick his brain. We'll bring a lot of our stock terminal members. Belize, I hope you can, hopefully we can get this guy here, and it'll be good for him because, he gets more exposure. and it'll be good for us because then we can ask him, what do you see on the ground? You know what I mean? This is, what do you see? Uh, who is pulling out 35,000 members? Which insurance companies, right? And we'll go from there, right? So I hope, again, I'm trying to provide as much value as I can. And I think we got to start from folks that are experts in the field. I mean, this guy looks like he's pretty successful. I mean, he got a bunch of people like listening to him here. Probably a lot of folks that are trying to pick the best plan. And to be quite frankly honest, I'm curious to, see what he has to say about Clover Health. What does he think about Clover? So, let me go to here. I'm going to copy his email myself. Let me just get his email here. And I'll reach out to him and say, I recently saw your thing and what is this? It's not working. Hold on. But yeah, so I like it a lot. Is that no, that's not what I want to do. Okay, hold on. Don't save. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, sometimes I'm technically stupid, you know what I mean? All right, let me go back here. I've done this so many. Yes, I'm not a robot. Just copy this. Okay, let me go here. And let's go to compose. All right, good. So I have his email now locked into my email. So yeah, CC me with you, al@alstocktrades.com. And then we'll go from there and we can probably, hopefully get this guy on our channel and we'll be able to kind of talk to him and just have a nice casual conversation of what he sees Medicare Advantage in the next 10 years. What does he think about Clover? And more data I get, the more we can alter our intrinsic value calculation. Sometimes you just have to do the due diligence in order to get the prize. Well, it's going to go up, but this will be good data. So a lot of folks are starting to remove their shorts from Clover, which is good to see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let's see, so there's a lot of good article here. What does it say? New Jersey Clover plan. Yeah, so it's just a good plan. Yeah. Yep, definitely did. Hell yeah. Heart. And this is the white paper, one of I think, was it Andrew or somebody from the value-based care talked about this. This is great, something to read. We know about this. I would say this is maybe the thing that maybe we don't know. It's our technology. It's our approach at the marketplace. This is from Clover Health, right? The Clover Care Services at home. You've also got, let me just kind of have the computer read it and I'll just kind of cut to the chase here. Change going on. I mean, at regulatory level, the way the star metrics are measured has changed a little bit. Points are different. They've become a little bit more difficult. You're seeing how this. Yeah, so there's, it's something that we already know regarding the regulatory efforts of star metrics. They're harder now to get 4 stars, right? It's actually quality, right? Not quantity. You see how in this verdict, measure change going from D24 to D28. So it's not like there's just been one headwind. There's a pretty strong jet stream headwind, if you will, that has been coming, and that's impacting. You're seeing so many clients pull out of markets. You're seeing some providers drop from the Medicare Advantage contracts altogether. And you're seeing providers pull back from even taking risks in just times. Worth listening. Exactly. So we just literally listened to this gentleman, this smart gentleman here. Seems like he has a nice setup here. Just very nice, well put gentleman here. And then all of a sudden we're starting to see they're saying the same thing. People are just dropping out altogether, dropping out contracts. And the question is, how does Clover know about this? Well, I think because they're taking those members that the incumbents and the competition have been dropping. So that's pretty good, right? So there's that. So there's this. I got to read this a little bit more better. Someone now they're interviewing Clover. So this is it's all coming together. We've always been ahead of the game in regards to kind of seeing change before they come. And our stock terminal has been pretty well versed at it. I always love to fantasize, but I always like to ground myself on leveled knowledge. You know, if it wasn't for this damn payment we had to do for a stupid ACO thing, we would have a higher free cash flow this year. But if we were to assume Q2's free cash flow of 44 million, I mean, come on, we're gonna have 4 stars. We're gonna increase revenue. We're gonna increase growth. We're bound to have 44 million per quarter at least. So if we were to do that, 44 times 4, that's 176 million. You put 176 here. You grow them at 10, 11%, and then you go to 496. You know, we're going to get to $8.68, I think, by next year. The question is, if Clover starts growing, let's say at Oscar level, then we're going to start seeing $76 for sure, anywhere between 51 to 76. But I don't think Clover is going to grow that fast. I think they're going to take the kind of the slow and steady approach. And this is not us talking about counterpart assistant, but if they do 25%, we can see anywhere between $16 to $23, and then we can basically start seeing them ramp up. And let's say, for example, in the next 5 years to 10 years, I think it'll be more close to 5 years, we can get to 35%. Then we can start getting to that $50 stock price. Oh, what is growing at Oscar level? Not familiar with the stock. Good question, Alex. Yeah, so you guys, please ask questions. I know there's a lot of new people on here. So if you have questions, that's why I like to do the lives. Nothing scripted here. I don't script anything. Oscar is a company. It's almost like a good competitor of Clover. It's up 89%. We called it out when it was literally near $2. We did the intrinsic value, and it's pretty much a 10 bagger, almost there to it. It's growing at 45.86%. I think there's still, like, obviously. Looks like they're becoming profitable now. There it is, right? So they're growing at 45.86%. So I said that, you know, if we grow at our Oscar levels of 45.86, so if you go to our intrinsic value and say 45.86, then we can see Clover at $98.84, right? And you know, that's a pretty damn good deal. That's around a $50 billion market cap, and then, you know, we're pretty much knocking down on Humana's door at that point. So I would say in the next 5-10 years, let's be a little conservative. I would say 35% would be good. So we should see anywhere stock prices between 32 to $50, pretty much $48. Let's see here. I know Oscar in a line pretty similar to Clove, but I'm a diehard Clove. Well, I mean, so the thing is, they slowed down the growth to just kind of basically figure out their company. And now I think they're about to return to growth, whatever that means. Remember, Clover used to grow 160%. So now there's, you know, just about 2,000 shares of Clove. Don't know you from Jack, but the chart looks like it will at least not drop anytime soon. Oh yeah, so you're new. Don't know you from Jack. So yeah, so I'm actually Mr. Jack. I'm just kidding. You know, so, yeah. So yeah, I've been talking about Clover for a while now. I've been calculating their value for some time. If you go to images, you can see all my videos. We were the only people calling the company out, you know, since its inception, and I think this is the Tesla of healthcare. And I think that, you know, people all talk about, Palantir and Tesla. I mean, this thing's up 465%. And if people look at Tesla and everyone's like talking about Tesla, and Tesla's up in 5 years, it's up 1,000%. Max is up 20,000%, which is quite crazy. But in the 5 years, it's up 1,000%. But Clover is up 500% plus. So the chatter is starting to come about the normal day retail investors. We're going to start seeing institutions come in and buy into Clover, and we're going to start seeing a lot of that. Jim Cramer is saying, "Oh, it's a good company, but I don't want to hurt anybody." You know, Clove plans grow as fast as they can, as long as they can keep MCR 85 or below. And I agree with you, Kevin. And what I think is going to happen is they're going to offset the older Clover members to offset the growth, and it's going to take a year to two for them to essentially take those higher MCR folks and use the AI to drop them down. So I think they just created a really great kind of funnel system And I think it's just the upside from here. So is 45% increase overall revenue. So yeah, so that's the overall revenue, right? Again, not financial advice, but the cool part is so I'm just going to give an example. So some of our members have around 200,000 shares. Let's say at a $48 stock price, that's $9.6 million. Then we go in and start doing the options, which then we start selling covered calls because it's near intrinsic value. Then we can start making $480,000 a month. So in a year, we then start making income off of our investment. So now you start making $5.7 million, and we're gonna start showing people this once it gets to intrinsic value. And if you don't believe me, there's a gentleman. He's doing pretty well for himself. Let me see if I can find him. See if I can find the gentleman here. What the hell is this? Holy crap! I wasn't expecting that. Holy shit! That is creepy. Let me just refresh the page here. My God, gotta find him. So I can find him. Where is he? Oh, I can't find him. I'll find him later. He has like a $10 million portfolio, and all he does is he does covered calls and cash secured puts. So a lot of individuals, we're going to be, making near $500,000 a month, and that's going to be life changing money. And I get it. Sometimes it's harder for people to believe this, but unfortunately, there's going to be people watching this video. They're going to be like, I don't believe this. Just like the people that didn't believe, the proof of concept this year of Clover, how it's up. They're not going to believe that this thing can go up even higher, and they're also not going to believe that you can do the wheel strategy. And yeah, TJ the wheel deal, exactly. I really like that. We're going to be so I'm in contact with him. We're going to be having him on our channel. It's just I've been traveling, and I don't have my camera system. And personally, I would want to have a camera, and I would want to have a nice conversation with him with my face. I think it's rude to invite someone and not have your face in the mix. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of rude. So we're gonna have him there. But yeah, so he does this. And the only way to do it effectively, in my opinion, is when the stock is near its intrinsic value. Not financial advice, right? But we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be great. The only difference is, when we're doing making the $500,000 a month, you're gonna take all this money and drop it into real estate and buy properties every month to a point where you'll have 12 properties every year. Let's call it 10, maybe 2 months you want to take a break. But in 10 years, you'll have 100 properties. And then historically, there's a recession, interest rates drop, stock market collapses. You do a HELOC, you pull money out of these houses. These houses are obviously going to be worth more than what you bought them from, because they appreciate at a 2% on average and in par with inflation, and obviously a little higher than that. You'll pull money out. The tenants pay for your mortgage. It doesn't really quite matter. Then you take that cash and you buy undervalued companies that are in a recessionary phase. It's a lot easier to find undervalued companies. Like Meta will probably drop by half. And then you could just double your money from that, right? So that's kind of the plan here, which is why our platform, lots of people are purchasing our platform from all over the world, because we are giving access to the 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded data. We're giving access to our intrinsic value calculation, and we're giving access to our over net worth of $55.3 million of net worth of individuals that we have on our platform. So the value creation and the life-changing money is pretty much in the details here. And the question that's left is do you want to take the next step to change your life? And you can look at my story and look at who I am. I'll give you my name for people that are new. This is who I am, and you can look up who I am as a person and what I've went through. So there's a couple people that buy our program. One is because of our crazy returns. They get our educational platform. Others because they bet on what I've done. You kind of bet on the horse that wins, I guess. And others that just want to see the journey play out. So, regardless of what bucket you fall into, understand one thing, that we won't stop. Right? We're never going to stop. So, going really quickly, let's just take a look at the AI support and resistance lines for Clover. We're going to look at the minute chart here. Again, this is part of the stock terminal, right? So it's hovering around the 382. So we're going to see right now if this is going to be rebounding. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the hour, and then we're going to look at the day. Just really quickly, we'll go ahead and take a look at the plans here. So let's say hypothetically I was to drop 10K into CLOV options. So so we're going to be talking about that from an educational perspective. I can't give you direct financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Take everything I say as a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. I have an educational platform in which we teach you how to fish, and then you can go in and become the CEO of your own portfolio. Yeah, exactly. So, Kevin, 55 million and growing rapidly in money and share counts. Exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised that in the next 5 to 10 years, we're probably going to have $1 billion of net worth in the L stock trade stock terminal platform, which is kind of insane. But honestly, I'm not surprised because we're following Benjamin Graham's ideology. And if you look at everyone who follows Benjamin Graham, think about it. You are who you hang out with. And we surround ourselves with individuals that are like-minded, and we try to align our life choices and goals to people like Bill Ackman, Howard Marks, Manish, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, a lot of the people that are legendary investors in our platform. We try to align ourselves with how they live their life, and it all goes back to Benjamin Graham. You go to Google and you type in who's the mentor of Warren Buffett. We could just do it here as a little exercise real quick. Let me just send this command here, and then we will get our command. Who is the mentor of Warren Buffett? And you'll see it for yourself as this gentleman here, Benjamin Graham, right? And then you go in and you type in top Warren Buffett book. And you go in and you find our book is number 1, right? Our book is number 1. So, and then there's Benjamin Graham right here. So, it's just, I'm very thankful. And this wouldn't have happened without all of you guys. Again, the Al Stock Trades brand and platform, you're helping me change the world. I just had this beautiful discussion today with a teacher that purchased our platform. I had a really big confusion. We had 2 of the first names they joined. They have literally the same first names. And I was just like, holy crap. I thought it was the same person. But it's like, it's kind of weird. I was like, and then my significant other met someone that has the same name today too. So that's kind of weird today. Kind of a weird day today. But, we're having people from all over the world join us, and this wouldn't have happened without any of you guys. In fact, I want to point this out to all the people that do have a service, right? I just take another tangent. Let me just kind of go here. See if I can find it. Let's see. Bezos customer service interview. There was this interview with Jeff Bezos back in 1999 talking about to just if you want to do something big, you got to have customer service. And I think there's just maybe more. There's a lot of comments, I think, joking. I think somebody was like, I don't know if it was this video, but if you want to solve the world's problems, what do? you got to start with customer service. I mean, it was like a meme with him. Let me just play this out with you guys, because I think this is very helpful if you do have your own thing that you're trying to do. If you want to change the world, you got to start with how you treat people, and it all comes down to customer service. So let me just let me just play this out, because I think, again, in order to become a multimillionaire, yes, you have to have the data and everything, but it starts with your mindset. The mindset really must change. So this is a nice one. Check this out.
Anymore. But I believe that if you can focus obsessively enough on customer experience, selection, ease of use, low prices, more information to make purchase decisions with, if you can give customers all that, plus great customer service, and with our toys and electronics, we have a 30-day return policy. If you can do all of that, then I think you have a good chance. And that's what we're trying to do.
You're not really a pure internet company anymore either, are you? I mean, you've got millions of square feet now of real estate. You've got a huge and growing inventory.
Let me just interrupt. It's the interviewer here. I wish he showed his face. Maybe he did. In the whole interview, you guys should watch it. He trashes Jeff Bezos about your Walmart's going to win or whatever. And he doesn't see the vision of Amazon. And he thinks Amazon is not going to go anywhere, go to zero. And this guy just he gets reamed by the future, because obviously Amazon is a very successful company. I don't have to say anything. Oh, and by the way, Brandon, I appreciate you, Brandon. It's an honor to have you sign up. And let me just tell you, we're going to work hard each and every day to earn your trust. And the cool part is it's lifetime access. It's lifetime. And I like this because, you in the cool part is you can share this with your children. So if your children become of age and they want to learn about the stock market, they don't have to buy an Al Stock Trades platform. You can get your license that you have access to our platform. You can give it to your children. So why am I okay with doing this? Well, it's simple. I want normal day folks around the world to have generational wealth creation, right? And we're not going to pull a bullshit Netflix thing. I mean, Netflix is a different business, right? They're trying to do entertainment and whatever. But I want your bloodline to learn this game of Wall Street so you can change. All I ask is just if you can help the next guy, take maybe 10% of what you make maybe in the future and just be able to help the community around you. You can't change the world, but you can create a small ripple, and hopefully all of us around the world will create this ripple. It's I think a quote from FDR or whatever. All the ripples of the world will knock down the mightiest walls of oppression. It's kind of climactic, but if we can all just kind of work together, I feel like we can do some good in this world. Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of I want to show you guys this video here.
Of items
we do whatever.
And you've got thousands and thousands of employees now.
Yeah, we have over 3,000 employees and over 4 million square feet of distribution center space. And those are things I'm very, very proud of, because with that distribution center space and half a dozen distribution centers around the country, it allows us to get product close to customers so that we can ship it to customers in a very timely way, which improves customer service levels. That's what we're about. If there's one...
I mean, think about this, guys. Isn't that the same thing he's doing? He opened up an Amazon warehouse in Tucson, and now I can order something and I can get it within the same day. This was back in 1999. He had this vision more than 20 years ago. Do you see this? I mean, where was Medicare Advantage created? 1999. Ladies and gentlemen, stuff like this takes many years to create, right? But you can see it all starts with a vision. It's all it starts with, okay? And action. I was just at a nonprofit meeting today with all the nonprofit leaders of the in Tucson. And sadly, I don't want to say much, but sometimes we can be victims of a lot of talking and not a lot of doing. And a lot of people do that sometimes. And you could just talk and act like you talk like you want to change the world. But if you don't do it and do the hard work and do the action, like what we're doing here in the Al Stock Trades platform, you're not going to go anywhere. Okay. That's why I like people like Elon Musk, even though he's done some questionable things. I just like to kind of filter out the bullshit and just focus on the good things of people. And I take that and I absorb it in my life and I learn from them. Obviously, from Jeff Bezos, one thing, again, his is his personal life. I have no matter speaking about it. But one thing I want to make sure is that lady he was with, Mackenzie, she's beautiful. In fact, I think she's the better gal. And personally, again, this is my personal opinion, right? But for me, one mistake that I don't want to do is I don't want to let go of my lady. I want to hold her forever. Another thing, no, Bill Gates did the same thing. He cheated on Melinda. I don't know. I don't think Jeff cheated, but Bill Gates cheated on Melinda, and then she left him. So I take the good from people, and I filter out the bullshit. And these are so you can't take. You could take good from somebody and leave out the rest. But there's one thing that's really great with Mr. Bezos, right?
The thing Amazon.com is about, it's obsessive attention to the customer experience end to end, and that's what those distribution centers.
But you're not a pure internet play.
It doesn't matter to me whether we're a pure internet play. What matters to me is we provide the best customer service. Internet, schminternet. That doesn't matter.
Well, but it does matter to your investors to know whether they're investing in a company that.
No, they should be investing in a company that obsesses over customer experience. And
exactly. So this guy is trying to drill him. It's like, it matters to your investors. Dude, shut up. If you don't have customer service, you're not going to go anywhere. Look at Clover. Look at what they're offering right now with PPO. They need to obviously work on their customer service experience. They have a lot of work to do right now. But look at our platform. Look at the Al Stock Trades community. I obsess over customer service. I want each and every one of my members to be happy and to to be like, I purchased the best thing, the best product in the stock market. That's the product I want to be. Right? I know it might sound crazy, but we're up there, and we're pretty up there, guys. And I think we're definitely undervalued as who we are. It's just that's how it works. But again, I'm bringing the work ethic of a neurosurgeon. What I've seen in neurosurgery, and I'm really hitting it hard on the Al Stock Trades platform because we don't sleep. I'm on 24/7, and the goal is to create something of value to where it creates generational wealth. And I learn from people like Mr. I learned from people like this. So let's watch more.
Long term, there's never any misalignment between customer interests and shareholder interests.
Well, that's the same argument that somebody at Walmart would make as well, wouldn't they?
I don't see why not. I think they should make that argument.
So
it's a correct argument.
Okay, so you'll open as many square feet of space, physical space, as you have to, hire as many employees as you have to
service customers. Absolutely. And we'll do it as rapidly as we can.
That's a very cost-intense proposition.
Not compared to opening an equivalent network of retail stores. So if you open a bunch of chain stores, look, when we open a distribution center, we're opening places that may have, where we may pay 30 cents a square foot for a lease instead of paying $7 a square foot, which you might pay in a high-traffic retail area. So when you compare those things, they're not the same. You can't compare a big chain of retail stores to half a dozen distribution centers. It's just not, it's bad math.
Okay. Either way, whichever side of the argument you believe, you're making what seems to me to be.
There's only one side, which is obsess over customers.
But it seems to me that both with the speed of your growth in terms of the number of stores online that you're opening, the different businesses you're getting into, the number of distribution centers and you're opening and new employees you're hiring, that you are making an intense gamble here, which is
okay, there it is. Okay, so first off, he blinks right now. He's like, this guy, Jeff Bezos is like, oh my God, this guy, am I speaking to a retard here? Again, they use the word gamble. Who is this? This is, if you look in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, this is CNBC. CNBC is not for you. Just like how they were talking shit about Amazon back in 1999, they talk shit about Clover in 2024. Actually, they're talking some good stuff about that. And if you go ahead and just randomly open up the Amazon stock and go all the way back to 1999, Amazon was around 80. Oh Lord, Amazon was around in that time frame in 98. It was 83 cents, and that's a 22,000% increase, ladies and gentlemen. So again, that's why I'm telling you, I've seen this story play out with a lot of companies. And these people, this guy who's interviewing is just a journalist. The people that wrote those hit pieces on Clover, they're just journalists. They know nothing about how to evaluate a company. They know nothing about how to see the vision of the management team. They know nothing about value investing, right? And, sadly, they're the ones with the platform. They're the ones with all these things, right? Our platform here, you can see we don't have a lot of followers, but I cherish each and every one of you, right? And it's so great that we're finally finally, you know, the proof of concept is happening this year. Okay, let's continue and let's keep going.
Twofold. One, that you can run this number of businesses, different businesses, well, and two, that you can make money by selling vast volumes of products, essentially razor thin profit margin.
I think that the first one in particular I agree with wholeheartedly, which is that there's no guarantee that Amazon.com can be a successful company. What we're trying to do is very complicated. There's huge execution risk involved. We have a terribly complicated business. We're growing, historically very rapidly. We're opening new product categories. We're expanding in new geographies. We have whole new business models with things like auctions. And we think this is the less risky of the two approaches because scale is important in this business. And you need scale also to offer the lowest prices and the best customer service to people. So scale is important to us, and we're going to go after that kind of scale. But it does mean that the executional challenges are huge. And so you'll find a bunch of people back in Seattle and around the world working very hard to make sure we service customers at the level that they're used to, and then even improving that.
Isn't it, to some extent, a certain amount of, with all due respect, corporate arrogance to assume that you can come into these businesses which you have no experience in?
He just literally called him arrogant, corporate arrogance. Dude, look at Jeff's face. Like, it's like, come on, dude. Again, it's journalists that don't know nothing about intrinsic value, know nothing about the vision, and all these. I mean, this guy. Where is this guy? I want to interview this guy. Where are you? Right? He's so ashamed he can't even show his face on CNBC. Right? Let's continue.
And virtually overnight, enter a huge variety of different businesses.
Oh shit! There's his face. There's his face. Oh boy. Okay. Back of his face.
And become the best in those businesses and the market leader in those businesses. And
I don't
there
think
are other companies that have been running these types of businesses for decades, if not more.
I don't think so. So when we first started selling books 4 years ago, everybody said, look, you're just computer guys and you don't know anything about selling books. And that was true, but we really cared about customers. And now we know a lot about books. And when we first started selling music, people said the same thing, but we hired the right people. So we don't do.
All right. So there's a reason why I'm playing this video. Not only have I absorbed Jeff Bezos, it's just obsession to customer service, and honestly translated it to the needs of the patient coming first to patient care. I wanted to also talk about a side-ended tangent line, which is related to Clover Health and Tesla. When Jeff Bezos did his Amazon thing, he started the ever so line of codes that have predicted that if someone bought this book, you would like this book. And it recommended you books that you would like that others have bought. So what Amazon stumbled upon was this thing called data, a gold mine of information to understand human behavior and overall reality at its place. Tesla, with its millions of miles driven with its full self-driving. Palantir, with its technology-driven approach. Clover Health, with its patient-centered data. You know, people say, can Palantir disrupt Clover? Well, it depends. Do insurance companies buy into the fact that they need AI? I don't think so, right? The difference between Palantir is they don't have access to patients directly as the insurer provider. Clover does. They have all of that data to a point where Andrew Toy is able to take 80,000 members and turn them into a sample size population to 2, 3, 4 million as they run the AI algorithmic models to create a predictive set that can actually make a difference in patients' lives. So this is exactly, again, it's the vision. And can you see the holistic art of a company to see, can it be a 10-bagger? It's not only about the intrinsic value. It's about the gestalts. When you become a master of the stock market, you're able to realize patterns in companies that are positive. Do they have a good management team? How old is their management team in terms of their experiences? Do they have management team from United Healthcare? Yes. Humana? Yes. Palantir? Yes. Yes, there's someone who used to work at Palantir that works at Clover. Okay. Again, I'm showing you guys this because there's much more than just the numbers. Everything has to align. Everything. Okay. To get that sniper shot, which is what we did. Okay. And we did it together. Let's continue with this interview.
this in a vacuum. We go out and hire the best industry experts in each of these categories. That's the same with toys and electronics. So
what did he say? We hire the best industry experts, right? What is Clover doing? The ex-CFO of Molina. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Okay.
we take this very seriously. We take the commitment to the customer very seriously. And we're not about to release something or announce something before it's
Man, I can watch this interview for a long time. So I'm on the Discord now. Let's see what we're at right now. So let me double check. Okay, so Brandon, you went ahead and you did the stock terminal sign up sheet. So what you did is, so let me just go to this is actually good because I've had some folks that purchased this and they wanted to do the lifetime access. So okay. So let me tell you. So you went ahead and did the stock terminal subscription, which is $59.99. Okay, Brandon. So you did this one, right? So this gives you access to over 2.5 billion outputs of our institutional graded data. So you are effective. Let me see if I can find you. Let me go back up here. Let me just open up a new one here. Let me go up. You are here, right? So there it is. I think I found you. This is you, right? So I can just say, is there a way to, hello. So there it is. So, excuse me. I think this is you, right? The thing is, if you want the mastering or the bundle, you get lifetime access to the stock terminal. So instead of having to pay monthly payments and not own the stock terminal, you get access to the mastering. So for example, if you, let's say, order the bundle has just an extra course, it's a $50 difference. But if you go to the mastering, you get lifetime access to the stock terminal because you're a beta access member. And the beautiful part is you can use a firm to finance it to turn it into a monthly plan, but you're actually having lifetime access. So if you use the coupon code Main Street, you get a $600 off, and a firm turns it into $84 a month. So effectively, if you're part of the U.S. and Canada, you take 84 minus $59.99. Was it 84? You're paying effectively $24 more for 20 months, and then you get on average you get lifetime access. So you own it, like you own the stock terminal data set for a lifetime, right? So yeah, so if the services that we use go belly up, that's obviously a big risk. But the biggest thing that we have is we have our brain machine technology, and this is our own. This is our very own data. So this won't go belly up. So we have this, and we're going to be expanding into creating our own technical analysis AI and all this other stuff. So we're going to be doing that in the future. So I wouldn't be surprised for that. The biggest differentiator in our platform is the brain machine, because this is what gives you the fundamental. This is what's because anyone can do technical analysis, right? The technical, and this is easy, right? The technical analysis is easy. It's the data is what differentiate. This Warren Buffett uses data, right? And this is the data that we have. So this is actually, and it says here, data by Al Stock Trades, which is our organization. So so let me see here. So yeah, so my recommendation is you go through every channel. There's a lot we offer here. Speak to the community. There's over 2.5 billion outputs, so take advantage of that. And then but yeah, so that's a data service. It's okay. I have cash, but not spending till I see something happen. So yeah, yeah. Are you talking about the Clover? Yes, I'm not too sure what you're referencing there, but yeah. So if you do like what we offer, I highly recommend. I highly recommend our lifetime access because you're paying what was it 60 times 12, you're paying $720 for a year, but you don't own it. Here you're in this for lifetime. So definitely, especially with these coupon codes we have, these are going to ultimately be $5,000 to $10,000 in the future. So because they're beta access now, because the mastering course is being built as we speak. As you can see, this is what it's offering. These are the whole course right now, and there's a lot. Trust me, but there's going to be 100 more lessons, as you can see here. I think in the ending here, chapters 9 through 100 is in the beta phase underway. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys actually. I realized something. You guys can't see what I'm saying here. So this is. So I think I realized my mistake here. So you purchase this, right? The mastering and the bundle has lifetime access to the stock terminal. So if you want lifetime access to this service, we have it. And it's available because this thing is still under beta access because we're still building out the courses. Chapters 9 through 100 is probably going to be 120. It's still in the beta phase way. So what people have been doing is they've been taking advantage of this, utilizing the coupon codes. Main Street, if you go here, we had another person buy without using the coupon code, so I had to reach out to you. So I had to refund you guys the 600 here. So the 600 gives you this, and then you can use Affirm if you're part of the U.S. and Canada. Affirm here, thanks to our partners at Affirm for making this happen. So this turns it into a monthly plan, but it's between you and Affirm. You actually own lifetime access to our stock terminal and our courses and everything. So you're here for life, which I think is the better deal. But you see what best fits your needs. We have people join either the terminal and people that want to become lifetime members. People that are lifetime members, they have a gold badge. These are lifetime members. And people that are the stock terminal members, they have the green badge, which is in symbolic nature between this one and these two services. So I hope that makes sense. I try to make it easy. Hey, what's up, Al? I joined. Hey, welcome on aboard. We love to have each and every one of you. This gentleman here, he's gonna do the Cobra Kais of the Valley here, right? Oh yeah, I don't need financing. So yeah, I mean, some folks just buy it outright. And again, I'm not trying to recommend people to do financing, but they do offer 6 months interest free. I mean, heck, 6 months. I mean, let the bank, let a firm hold it. I mean, if you could do, I mean, I know these ones have interest rates 15%, but this one's 6 months, 6 months free interest. I mean, have them hold the bill for 6 months, right? So there's that's pretty nice, right? I mean, 6 months, and then I think PayPal does it too. Obviously, these 36 monthly payments, 36 months, they're 15% APR. But this one's 0%. So that's really, I mean, take advantage, right? Right. But it's up to you, right? Let me see here. So we answered your question. Yeah, no, it's a good question, but yeah. So we have our own data. So we're not going to go belly up. I mean, unless I die, right? And then if that's it, I had to talk to Michelle. So we're going to keep this thing going, right? And then we'll talk to some of our members to hopefully maybe Belize or somebody, I don't know, Dish. Maybe sometimes we might have to figure something out. If I do pass away, maybe we can try, God forbid anything happens, because life is life. And we can have this thing still go, right? Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Can I do cash secured puts if you have cash? Can do contracts lower than the current stock price? Many make money while waiting. Yeah. So Cappy. So again, I can't give personal financial advice. However, I can make a video, and this will be phase 3 of our mastering course that has lifetime access to the stock terminal, etc. Because you kind of need the stock terminal to do this, right? because what's a good price to buy a company? You want to go ahead because that's what a cash secured put is. Think of it as a limit order, right? But you get paid for it, which is like really sexy. So let's say, for example, I want to, we go to Clover. Where the hell is Clover? Right here. We go to Clover and say, I don't want to buy Clover at $3.79. I want to do a cash secured put, right? So we go to the options chain. I'm just going to pull up the options chain. Oh. I was on asking a question I was responding to earlier. Oh, my bad. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll answer. I'll say it though, because this is good information. Honestly, I still need to take the course. I've been busy, so when I get time, I'll get through it. And here's the thing. We only uploaded 5% of the course. We still have 100 more chapters and the videos that come with it. There's a lot to be. I mean, again, to take somebody from zero to hero. I mean, this is very painful to do. And there's people that are doing it without the course right now, given the over 700 videos we have on 650 videos. Hold on. How many videos do we have right now? Hold on. Yeah, holy crap. 680 videos on YouTube, right? So people are already calculating it, but yeah, no, there will be much more. You don't know what you don't know until you learn it. The course teaches you more than you can imagine. The information at your fingertips is unreal. Coming from a lifetime member. Yeah, so I would say just speak to the lifetime member folks, because again, just like Jeff Bezos, I like this obsession about customer service. I want, again, I have this thirst to, I have this product. I want to share it with you guys, but not just that. I just want you to like how happy people are. I mean, I'm happy like just talking to all you guys on the Discord here. It's just so fun to just to talk to all of you guys here. When people come to our platform, it's just crazy. We're all here and we have high utilization because we have a great group of people, right? You're not going to get riffraff coming in our platform because of the price point. You're not going to get riffraff because the data is of quality, and people that have riffraff, they're not going to join our platform, right? Only serious people, right? And that's the group of people that we have, which is really good, right? Oh, someone asked, I can't log in. Does the website not work for iPhone? No, so yeah, it does work for iPhone, and the stock terminal, it does work for you. Now, I use it on my phone too, but preferably, if you go to Bloomberg Terminal. Now, I don't think you can use Bloomberg Terminal on a phone. You can use it on ours in terms of our terminal, but my recommendation is you have because if you're making and this is how I think about it. If I'm searching for a company and I'm making life-changing moments, I want to be surrounded by some monitor screens. Ideally, it is used with a computer screen, but you can use it with an iPhone. But ideally, it should be with a computer because this is some serious stuff, and you need you need to sit down and have a you need to take this seriously. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thing, right? I already have 100K plus CLOV. I still sell cash secured puts monthly just for premium. Yeah. So for folks that don't know this, let's say I want to buy Clover at 350. Well, instead of putting a limit order at 350 and getting nothing, let's open up the options chain here together. Let's do that, right? Let's go to open up CLOV. Let's do options. And what is today's date? The 24th. So let's do November 1st, which is next Friday. And let's sell a cash secured put at 350. That's 6 pennies. So let's say let's do this. Let's say that, pretend Clover's $40, right? Pretend it reached it. Don't even pretend that. just what I'm trying to basically say is pretend Clover's value is $4. Pretend we finally got to Clover's value. I don't think so. Again, not financial advice, but pretend the intrinsic value, everything is $4 and Clover will never be a $6 stock. I do not think that's happening. And so now let's activate our large stockpile. So I'm not using my large stockpile. I'm not using my large stockpile on Clover right now in terms of doing covered calls or cash secured puts. I'm not doing that because I think this thing is going to go higher. But let's say it's not. Let's just take advantage here. So let's take 300,000 shares. Okay, let's divide by 100. So that's about 3,000 contracts. So if we do, let's say, we get exited, we do 3,000 contracts. So in 1 week, I can make around $17,915. So that's around $18,000. You multiply that by 4, that's $72,000 a month. That pretty much, we can turn this into around $800K plus a year, right? But again, next week's, 3.5 cash secured put is not that sexy. Let's do 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out, November 8th, cash secured put, strike price set $3.50, 17 cents premium. Let's go ahead and do our 3,000 contracts there. You do our 3,000 contracts there, that's $50,000 every 2 weeks, $50,915. So that's $51,000 every 2 weeks. You multiply that by 2, that's $102,000 a month. Multiply that by 12, that's $1.2 million. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of folks that have 200,000 shares right now, and some have 250, and some have 300, and some have 3 million, right? As of now, for people that have 300,000 shares, you can make right now $100,000 a month. And there it is. You could just, done, right? But I don't recommend, again, not financial advice. I'm not doing that because I know Clover's going to go higher. Okay. So once we get to this and we start showing our public moves, people are going to be like, oh, I want to do this. But by then our platform will be $5 to 10 grand for lifetime access. Right. So there it is. So iPhone works. Mac would be easier. I employ 15 grown men. My trucks are my offices. So yeah, so that's a truck business. In fact, I just helped a trucker about teaching them about intrinsic value. My business is run on my phone. No screens. I don't use PC or have a desktop. So again, you have, if you go to Wall Street's not running on their iPhone. Yes, you can make maneuvers. I do my cash secured puts and covered calls. I do them when I'm on the toilet, and that's TMI, right? I do them when I'm on the toilet, right? But for someone who's learning in the beginning, learning about this, you need to have a computer, because that's how I started. Now, if you're smarter than me, and if you can do it all on a phone, it's possible. But it's going to be painful. I just have to admit, right? Hey guys, for those on the fence, I've been following Al for a couple of years now. He's helped me stay focused on fundamentals of the company. Because of him, now I have between 1.3 and $1.5 million reason to support Al stock trades. Thank you all. Support his platform. I appreciate you, Coach Brian. I appreciate you all. I mean, I'm living the dream right now, because when I hear these stories, like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Like, we did this together. You know what I mean? Like, we went ahead and spread the word of Benjamin Graham, turned his teachings into our software platform, and was able to, it's just crazy, right? To start from where I came from and to hear comments like this, I'm living the dream, right? The greatest service you can do is to others. You can't buy this. Like, you can't buy this kind of happiness, right? So this is pretty cool, right? So I appreciate your support, guys. And again, At the end of the day, you know what? Let me hear. Let me see here. Go to the people. Start from what they know. There's a nice quote from this gentleman. His his name is Lao Tzu. Um, I'm just trying to find a. Yeah, no. This is the best one. It says, go to the people, learn from them, live with them, start with what they know, build with what they have. That's what we did, when we did the OG beta access members. I was trying to see what these people know. What do you guys know? And build off of what they have. The best of leaders, when the job is done, when the task is accomplished, the people will say, we have done it ourselves. So each and every one of you guys, part of the stock terminal and mastering, you guys did it all by yourself. And now, it's funny. You go to our stock terminal here and you go to all these people. Belize, he's a freaking firecracker. What a sniper. He's posting things that I don't even see. You know what I mean? We have Jay Crazy and B Rat Cooley. They went ahead and figured out that CMS released the 4 stars before I did. When you empower people, they do things that are remarkable. And when you bring a bunch of smart people together, this is kind of funny. There's a video actually that we created. We'll make a video about it tomorrow. There's a nice quote about eating meat. I think it's very funny. I think it's this one. B-Rob said it. He said, when I said this, I can't, man, I should put this on my application, right? That's so terrible. When there's blood on the street, that is when you get your meat. That is when you eat. A little bit more graphic than Warren Buffett, but I think Warren Buffett may approve the message. It's funny because I start yelling in this video. This video was published when Clover was around 60 cents. And I start yelling and my dog pops his head up. He's like, did you say meat? I think the video is here. Someone said it. Here's my dog popping their head out. Literally, I start yelling. He was like, did you say meat? So I think this is kind of funny. This is a good video. So we'll play it again. It's nice because they got the American flags. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this country. You know what I mean? I go in any other country in the world. You think my story would be possible? It sure in hell wouldn't. Every day I wake up, I still look at my account balance and it's crazy. It's real. Yeah, and you did it. It was you. You did it, right? And you could do it again. And then we're going to have our options level 3. We're going to get to the stage 3 part of the mastering. And we're all going to be flipping 500,000 a month. We're going to be making $1 million a month, and then we're all going to go together in Hawaii. We're going to go to Turks and Caicos. We're going to have a great time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a great life together because what this is a community, and we're going to be having a great time. It's going to, I just can't, I got to go work out and be healthy so I can live to see all of us successful and, all of us having some crazy parties with our significant others and families, right? All right. So I kind of feel guilty for getting lifetime access under 1,000 for amount of wealth gained over the last couple of years. Yeah. So was it a couple years ago, lifetime was 1,000, right? And I said it was going to increase. And now lifetime is, 2,397 with the Main Street coupon code, now lifetime will ultimately be $5,000 to $10,000. It's going to continue getting up. So you can see you're Cappy, not only have you 5x your investment, you've also 5x the course right there, right? So you shouldn't feel guilty because when we had nothing, we didn't, pardon me, a little burp there. We didn't have what we had when you purchased, right? So the value in the, again, but you saw the value, you saw where we were going, right? And you get rewarded for that. And the individuals that are watching us now, you are going to get rewarded of that because this thing is only going to get more pricier. Don't you find it interesting that once this company flies, what do you think is going to happen, right? I don't have to tell you, right? So So the day, when you put God first, crazy things happen. And I'm not talking about putting God first in a bullshit way. I've been to a lot of churches, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of bullshit faith supporters out there, right? That they act like, oh, in Jesus' name, but then they go and, talk shit behind your back. Sorry to be a little bit, cursing here, right? But we don't do that. When I say I put God first, I put God first on anything. I don't talk crap behind anyone's back. I talk to you straight. That's one thing I like about New Yorkers. They give it to you straight. Kind of a little toxic when they get mad at you when you're walking down the street. Kind of weird people there. I'm not an asshole to that degree, but when I'm in the workspace, I say how it is. Because what's the goal? Ultimately, taking care of patient care. So we can do it together. We can be straight together, right? So when I say we put God first, we put God first, right? So we're doing good together. And I'm happy that the lifetime members, please speak up, right? Speak up. Thank you for speaking up, right? Because the life-changing stuff that you see, I want other brothers and sisters to see too, right? And again, to all the people that purchase lifetime access, you need to give it to your children. Again, this is a family license, okay? This is not some bullshit where, we're going to crack down. Again, you need to give it to your children. You need to teach this information because you can make all the wealth you can, and because by the third generation, it'll all be gone. You got it. That's why I started the video with the OnlyFans thing. To all the dads out there and the moms that are part of their lifetime, because I see you, right? You got to teach your children this information, because if you don't, they're going to burn the cash. They're going to burn it to hell. And all the hard work you worked for will all be gone. You got to teach this. You got to each one teach one. You got to teach this, okay? I mean, look at Warren Buffett. Hold on. Warren Buffett's father was Howard Homan Buffett. He was a former United States representative. Don't you think he knows about insider trading? Don't you? This guy was on the insides of the government. Okay? Sometimes, he was elected Congress. Come on, guys. As a Republican, right? Come on, guys. Come on. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of these elites in a society, they had it. Luckily for Warren, he's taught with the books and his mentor. But I'm telling you, like, he got, this privilege comes from the bloodline. Knowledge is everything. You got to teach this information. So for all the people that join the lifetime, like Dish, I expect you to teach your children this. If you don't, then you failed. If you failed the mission, right? Sorry to put you out there, right? And I know you're going to teach your children. You have to, right? And hopefully you can teach the Native American community. You got to do that, because this is how these wealthy. I mean, look at Kim Kardashian. Look at I mean, I don't want to talk about neurosurgery, but there's a lot of nepotism in neurosurgery. Oh, my father's a neurosurgeon. My great father's and great grandfather's a neurosurgeon. There's a lot of nepotism, guys. You got to teach your children this. Okay, I hate to just like keep hammering this, but you got to do it. Okay, this is a big thing. Okay, all right, guys. So that's all I have. Just a couple more things, actually. Let's do the. So yeah. So 378 is looking like a good support here. Could be going back up very quickly. So let me just go Palantir real quick so you can kind of show you. This is a daily, so you can start to see. Let's just go all the way. So Palantir was going below its 200-day. It kept on going lower and lower. Oh, it's a crap company. Oh, it's so stupid. We called it out here. It jumped, and then all of a sudden it started bouncing off of the gold line, the 50 MA. It goes bouncy. This is Palantir. Bouncy. Okay, so now let's go back to Clover. Okay, Clover's doing the same thing, right? Everyone's saying it's a crap company. Okay, now it's over the gold line. It goes bouncy. This is the most easiest technical analysis you'll see. It goes up, bouncy. It goes up, bouncy. And now it looks like we're about to bounce off of that gold line again. Okay, so So you see the bouncy, right? This is called, we can have a new name for this. This is called the bouncy, right? So that's what guys, this is not rocket science, okay? This is just, it's so easy, right? You just have to see the patterns and figure it out. You don't have to be, a genius, this is easy shit, guys. Okay. So and we'll be teaching this sometimes. I say it's easy. I've been doing this for 10 years. So this looks easy to me, but we'll teach what these lines are, right? About what a simple moving average was, an exponential moving average. How is it calculated? What does it mean? One in, one out. So, we'll do all those things, but you can see, oh my God, it's, you remember Clover went up to $4.70. Oh my God, it's falling. It's falling. We're going to die. We're going to die. Oh no, it's going to rebound off of the 50. That's what it looks like, right? So that's what I'm seeing right now here. It seems that we're just rebounding. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the week. There it is. Look at this. Remember I told you, I said in the beginning, once we pass that 80 cents, we're going to go to 109. We did. Ladies and gentlemen, once we pass the 109, we're going to go to 167. We did. I said, hey, we're going to go to 265. We did. I'm like, we're going to 419. And guess what? We're getting near there, right? We're getting near there. And once we pass that 419, we're about to get on our Boeing 747, baby. We're about to go to 747. And I'm telling you, people are going to be like, oh, no, that's bullshit. Watch and learn. Okay. So that's what's happening right now. I told you we got to battle the 340 and the 350. We've done that. Okay. We've done that. Pump it up. Sing, baby. No pumping, just education, right? Right. And shout out to Snowvase. Shout out to you. So yeah. So okay, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about projections, and shout out to our amazing CPA. Obviously not a CPA to the platform, just he's a CPA who joined our platform, right? Before people start sending him texts, what do I do on my taxes, right? So you can see, this thing's more towards the gold side, right? We're gonna go, right? And the elections are coming up, earnings is coming up. Just so many great things to look forward to. Okay, so there it is. It's totally worth it. I have not used 1% of the potential of the terminal, and I benefited tremendously. Yeah, right. And then Sidrek LB, he has a hunk of a share portfolio for Clover. It is a big portion there, right? He's one of our whales, right? So we're all in this together. Okay, we're all in this together. And again, once you have this in, just this thirst to provide a product, but not just that, to provide the best customer service possible. And again, this is lifetime, right? Again, I want, I want this. I just can't imagine this in 10 years. How is it going to look like, right? Like, holy shit, you know what I mean? And I got to take care of my health just so I just want to see this just go play out, right? Because this thing is just going to be amazing. Okay. Well, I can't see the terminal yet. Maybe the fine scotch has got me. No. So my recommendation is you go through each and every little command here. Here's the instructions. You go read them. They're very easy. Here's our research edge where we post out our research. And then just, we have our portfolio hedging modeling system, legendary backtesting model. So it's all in there, right? Been buying Clove since I recently found your channel. Thanks for turning me onto it. The all-seeing guy, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? And we're all in this together, right? It takes a community. It really does, and we've built it, right? And I just can't wait to see how the future is going to look like. We did it together, right? And it's kind of the dream I had. Save lives in the operating room, and then as I'm saving lives, we have people using the stock terminal and making money and changing their life that way. And it's just like, I don't know. Others look at that, they're like, okay, whatever turns you on, dude, but that turns me on, right? So hell, it makes me happy. So yeah. So for all the individuals out there, if you're on the fence, I get it. There's a lot of scammers out there. I get it. But I will assure you one thing. This is real. This exists. This is not some bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit out there. But there's one thing that I've lived my life to is to always be honest You know, honesty and communication. It's why I've been with my significant other for 10 years, right? 10 years, right? And my age group, that's an accomplishment. I didn't realize it until I went to go celebrate our 10-year. And then everyone made a big deal about it. I'm like, oh, wow, right? So for folks that are interested in wanting to change their life, because literally that's what it come to. That's what it's come to. Join our platform. Bring the expertise that you have, whether it's in insurances, whether you're an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a trucker, a person who is a blue collar worker. Bring your experiences in our platform, right? Because together we are going to do so many great things. Because I'm telling you right now, once you put God first, and you know, there's people that put God first, but they don't act, right? God doesn't like that, right? We put God first, but we're doing something about it. And because we're doing something about it, the world will move with you. It will move out of your way. Okay? So that's what we're doing, and we're doing some great things, right? Love you. Love you all. God bless you. God bless you too. More power. And we're doing it together. We're doing it together. Okay? So I can't wait for the future. I can't wait for Vegas. I can't wait for our summit. I can't wait till we're printing that cash, and we're gonna have a great time together. And you know, I could have made this wealth on my own and be quiet about it, but isn't this much better? To all the people out there that know about this that did not talk, I'm talking to you, Nancy Pelosi. I'm so disappointed in you. You could have changed the world. You could have taught people what your husband knows. Your husband knows how to invest. You could have taught the world. You could have shared that information with Obama, and Obama could have just got on a video, one freaking video, and he would have had more views than all of my 670 videos that I curated. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? They don't care. Like, goes back to the post I made yesterday, right? No one is going to come to save us. We have to come together and save ourselves, and that's what we're doing. God bless each and every one of you guys. I'm going to go work out. Love you all. See you on the next one.